Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the Package Group Weekly Retro for January 17, 2020. I will read for Gigi, who's first in the list. In what went not so well, PHP Composer MR still getting back and forth updates. And then a second item was not many MRs produced, mostly catching up with pending stuff and figuring out the registry. I got one out though. Over to you, Steve.
This week I felt a little stuck with the dependency proxy readiness report issue, and so that kind of led to some partial procrastination on it, but I have since become unstuck. And then also the database design or structure of the expiration policies has become a point of debate, pointing to some flaws in the current design that's due to be released this next week. And so there's sort of just an ongoing discussion there. Nico.
So what went not so well? Writing the feature test and not being able to understand who should review it was a bit of a bummer. And it made me question if I should have written the test in the first place and if I should do so in the future. And over to Ian.
Thanks. This week, something that went not so well for me is I spent a lot of my time focused on some UX team work or some design CI/CD work. So I was a little distracted and didn't quite get focused on package like I wanted to. Over to Dan.
Yeah, thanks for that. I had a long list of things that I've got to get done, but I want to get done, but can't prioritize right now. And that always feels a little frustrating. These are sort of more forward-looking things. So I say prioritize for a reason. It's okay, but I'm still like, want to do stuff. And then I need to do an inventory of things I need to get done looking into the new year. I've already talked to Tim a little bit about it, so it's on my mind. Over to David.
Thanks. So on the what went not so well, the NuGet MVC has been a bit stalled by the review times. I'm still waiting for reviews. But on the bright side, I have time now for other small things. And I started doing some backend reviews, and one of my suggestions got reverted by the maintainer. Feels bad moment. Over to you, Heli.
Yeah, I just had like a rough, kind of a slow start, like Monday and Tuesday. That didn't feel right, didn't feel productive, and that kind of like colored my perception of the rest of the week, even though it actually wasn't that bad. Over to you, Jean.
I felt some pain with the context switching between several small tasks, unrelated tasks. So that has slowed me down a bit. I'm not trying to focus on less tasks, but with more substance. On to Nick.
Yeah, for me, I feel that some of the reviews that I've had on my MRs have taken longer time than I expected to process, and the feedback is just taking me a little while to digest and really act upon, which slowed me down. I'll read for Gigi in what went well. So Gigi got started with some Go and is getting more familiar with the registry code. Sounds good. PHP Composer is making progress. It's easier now to keep moving it forward since he's taken ownership of the MR. Over to Steve.
So this week I wrote 2 quick MRs to add push and pull event tracking for Maven and NPM, and one was merged super quickly with like no feedback at all in less than 2 days, and the other should be anytime now. So that felt nice. Nico.
So the basic functionality for the Docker expiration policy, it's all merged and is actually on staging, and I've enabled the feature flag. There are some, the MR with the docs is still pending, and there are some prettifying and better UX MR up in the air, but this doesn't change the fact that we can test the functionality, the full circus, and this is very good. The proof of concept demo was well received, and we made 4 MRs out of it, 1 backend and 3 frontend. And I had 5 merged MR this week. That feels good after the holidays. And over to Ian.
Yeah, something that was pretty exciting this week is looked at some of the things we have on the horizon, and I have some space to implement some designs that should lead to kind of improving and making the experience of package a little bit more interesting. So I'm excited to get time to dedicate to that, and should be really exciting. Over to Tim.
Yeah, I felt like this week I was getting back up to full speed after the holiday break, which is nice to get back into the rhythm. And where's my other one? Oh, and I have a good list of things that needs to get done and a plan to get them done. And also I was really happy that we are tracking all of this, all of the data in a dashboard now. It's really cool to be able to see those metrics and the breakdown of how people are using the platform. And even soon we'll see Maven and NPM push and pull events as well, which is really cool. On to Dan.
Yeah, thank you. More focus on package group is really good, coming off doing 2 things. So I'm pretty happy to be able to do that. And iterating on our process is good, and that's been going on in the new year. Thank you, Tim, for being awesome. I've also, actually, I forgot to put it in the list, apologies, but I've been able to help some of my peers in the CI/CD section over this week, which has been really good. We've had some new people join the team, so it feels good to be able to help those people get moving a little bit quicker, or at least help them at all, because helping is good. Over to David.
Thanks. It looks like we are being invaded by Merge Parrot in the document. So I had a good MR momentum this week, 5 MRs. So that's cool. Over to you, Heli.
Well, I just have two MRs. It's a tough act to follow. On to Jean.
I had some MRs merged as well. The garbage collection sweep improvements for S3 are 99% done. So I expect to complete it today and get everything ready to be merged next week. And I'm also working on my first issue, which involves both Ruby and Go, which feels great. On to Nick.
Yep. So for me, it was good working on the new container registry UX and moving this forward with Nico. Felt we had some productive sessions with that, and hopefully the end result should be good. And I felt that I made some good suggestions in some of the front end reviews that I've done this week. And I don't know, I thought they were helpful, and hopefully they are.
Sweet. Did whoever add that action item want to verbalize it? I don't know who added that. There's no name.
Oh, that was me. Yeah, I was just curious if we can switch the link in this meeting to one that's just like, the randomly generated link, because I've noticed that sometimes when you join, it's like meeting is already in progress kind of deal. So I miss out on that minute of social time.
Interesting. Yeah, we could totally do that. I thought this already was a random meeting, but I'll go check it, because I don't think this is my personal meeting link. But maybe if I own it, it says that. It's the
Maybe,
person who
I
owns
don't
it.
know. I just noticed it today because I showed up like 2 minutes early and it wouldn't let me in.
Yeah, no, I think that's because a meeting I had prior to this ran a little longer. So that's what's causing it. I don't know if there's actually a way to avoid that. If the person who owns the meeting is in another meeting, then it's still going to tell you that. But I think you can claim host. That's why I shared my host ID in our shared team board, which might let you do it. But yeah, good question. I don't know. I don't think I have an answer to that. I apologize. Cool. I'll follow up on that, so I'll check in with that, Steve. other than that, I think we're good. Is anyone have anything here they want to actually discuss for the purposes of our broader, set of humans that might be watching this? If not, then we can wave our goodbyes. I'll cease the recording and we could possibly use some of this time for the chats. Thank you everyone for following along at home. Appreciate your time. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day, whatever that looks like. And I hope you all enjoy your weekend. Bye.